and welcome to Double Healthiness, where I will share healthy versions of my favorite recipes. Today, I want to show you how to make a vegan baked Alaska cake. The baked Alaska is comprised of a snowy meringue dome concealing an ice cream center with a sponge cake base. Before serving, it is torched briefly just to caramelize its marshmallowy top, while leaving the ice cream icy cold in the center. The little air bubbles from the meringue form an insulation barrier, allowing this dessert to magically combine hot and cold in one masterpiece. Let's begin. Typically, this recipe calls for egg whites from 6 eggs, but for our vegan version, we're going to substitute the egg whites with 1 cup of drained chickpea water, aka aquafaba. Pour the aquafaba into a mixing bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Add 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Using the whisk attachment, start whisking on medium speed until the ingredients are incorporated. Slowly advance to the highest speed. Once soft peaks are visible, add the 100 grams or half a cup of superfine sugar, 1 tablespoon at a time, letting the mixture beat for 1 minute in between each additional scoop of sugar. Let the meringue mix for about 15 to 20 minutes. Don't worry, unlike egg whites, the aquafaba won't become bruned if over-whipped. This is what perfect meringue peaks should look like. Place the meringue into a pastry bag and set aside. Don't manipulate the meringue mixture too much as you place it into the pastry bag. You want to retain as many of the tiny bubbles as you can. Chop 100 grams of white chocolate into small pieces. Place the chopped white chocolate into a small bowl. This one that I picked was too small and I had to change to a larger one later. Next, in a small saucepan, heat up 110 grams or half a cup of plant-based milk. I'm using walnut milk here. Once the milk simmers, give it a gentle stir to prevent it from scorching. Remove it from heat and pour it directly over the white chocolate. This is your white chocolate ganache. Mix the hot milk together with the chocolate until the chocolate is completely melted. Next, add half a teaspoon of powdered dried strawberries into the chocolate mixture. Stir until evenly combined. I didn't film the making of the matcha sponge cake, but I will include it in the recipe write-up and I'll make a separate video for it at a later date. Give the chocolate mixture a final stir to make sure that there are no strawberry clumps, and then pour the white chocolate mixture evenly over the matcha sponge cake. I topped it with some more dried strawberry pieces. I prepared the ice cream center the night before. So basically, I took a bowl that had the same circumference as my cake base, and I covered the bowl with cling wrap. Then I filled it up with 2 layers of homemade ice cream. The first layer was matcha ice cream, and the second layer was coconut milk ice cream. Here, I inverted the ice cream on top of the sponge cake and then placed it back into the freezer again for 30 minutes. Finally, it's ready for me to pipe the beautiful meringue onto it. This was the most satisfying part of the entire process. All these magical swirls came out so perfectly. After After completely covering the cake with meringue, I used a blowtorch to caramelize the marshmallowy meringue layer. This gives them a crusted shell to secure its form and hold it all together. Finally, I'm ready for the plating. I wanted to create something unexpected. Instead of a cold, frosty winter, I envisioned the welcoming of spring, a sense of renewal. I wanted to create a field of green grass, so I covered the plate with a carpet of green matcha. There's something so beautiful and zen about the color of matcha green. I love the contrast of green and white. Next, I created a ribbon of meringue for the base of my cake to sit on and to hide any unevenness or imperfections or exposed seams at the bottom of the cake. Now I'm ready to place my cake in position, except I didn't anticipate that I actually don't have any way to hold on to the cake, so oops. It still turned out pretty good, right? I always like to keep some edible flowers handy. These are some beautiful Plumbago auriculata that I got from my garden. The decorating part is very therapeutic for me, so I'm just gonna let the images speak for themselves. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that you will try making your own vegan baked Alaska at home. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.